guys, Caroline here. This video is the fifth in the series on matched betting in 2020. So far I've given you quite a bit of background about matched betting and what it is and what the risks are and so forth. So if you've decided from those videos that it's something that you want to have a go at, then this is the step to actually get started. Now there's quite a few things that you need to do before you start. It can be very easy to kind of just dive in, but I really highly recommend you do these preparatory steps beforehand. It might take a couple of days to set up, but it is well worth it. Now in this video I've actually got quite a lot to cover. I'll try and keep it as brief as I can, but I'm going to go through all of these points one at a time. Okay, so there's quite a few things on here, so let's crack on with them. First of all, a bank account. Now this is a really important step, and it's the thing which is going to take the longest because it usually takes several days to set up a bank account. But I really recommend that you do this. Don't start betting with your account that you use for your mortgage and your food and everything else. You want to set up a completely separate bank account just for your betting activities. Now you might think, oh well, it's not really important if I'm just going to place a couple of bets, but trust me, once you get started in match betting, you are going to be setting up dozens of bookmaker accounts. You're going to have transactions going in and out every single day. You do not want this stuff mixed up with your regular betting, with your regular expenses. Now you can use any bank, it doesn't really matter. Now personally I prefer high street banks simply because it looks more natural to the bookmaker. Remember we talked in previous videos about how they don't like, match bettings. They don't want people who are going to exploit them. So I like to come across as being as normal as possible. Now it must come with a debit card, because what you're going to be doing is when you go to a bookmaker you're going to be depositing money, and that always has to come from a debit card in order to qualify for promotions. Now these days you've got some online banks, I can't think of the names now. Monzo I think is one. There's quite a few which are online only, and generally they are quicker. They're fine to use. There's a lot of match bettors that use them without any problems, so you might want to look into one of those if you really can't wait a few days to set up a high street bank. Now you've also got some other payment options these days, PayPal, Skrill, Nutella, but these are useful to have because it allows you to transfer funds in and out of the banks quickly, but you should only use them as a backup. And the reason is, when you start getting into doing the offers with the bookmakers, if you have a look at the terms and conditions, in most cases you're going to find that they are only applicable if a debit card has been used to deposit the money. They'll often say things like deposits made with PayPal and so on make you ineligible for the promotion. So I don't like to use them at all. I do occasionally, but also another thing to note these days in 2020, most bookmakers are now doing fast withdrawals into banks. When I first started this in 2018, if you requested a withdrawal from a bank account, from the bookmaker into your bank account, it might take like 3 days to get there. And so when you were first starting out, it could really seem slow to pick up. But these days, tons of the bookmakers now are offering fast, instant withdrawals. You make a withdrawal and you get the money in your bank account in the same day. So I do recommend just setting up a regular bank account to get this started. The next thing you're going to need is an email address, a separate email. So again, I'd imagine most people already have an email address. Set up a new one. You are going to get a ton of email, and I do mean a ton. You could be getting a dozen, 2 dozen emails every single day. You do not want this mixed up with your regular emails because you are going to mix things. Now I personally use Gmail for this, but I have a computer with multiple screens. I use multiple browsers. I have a regular Gmail for my own email, and then I have a separate one for betting. If you don't want to do that for some other reason, I also recommend GMX or mail.com. I mean, there's a ton of email providers out there. It doesn't really matter. But you want one that's going to be quick, that's going to be reliable. It's not going to be filtering all your messages into spam and so forth. Okay, you're going to want it quick and easy to access because a lot of a lot of the offers that come through will come through directly to email, and won't there are websites which you can use to find offers, and I'm going to show you those later on. But many of them are going to come through just on email, so if you can't access your email quickly, you're going to miss them. So it's something that I have open all the time, so I can check on it every single day to see if there's new offers that have come in. Cashback sites. Now, this is something that I have talked about before when I first started this series. It's still valid now. They're not used as much, but what it is, cashback sites are used to give you a kind of literally cash back on doing something. Now, this isn't just for betting. You can get cash back on all sorts of different stuff. But there's quite a few bookmakers and also quite a lot of casinos which offer you money back when you open an account with them. And very often that can add a lot of extra value to the opening offer. They're always a one-time thing. You get the money for opening the account. Once you're an existing customer, that's it. The chance has gone. So you want to get these set up first. Now, one downside to them is it usually takes several weeks or even months to come through. So there's 3 cashback sites which I use. They are Top Cashback, Quidco, and Oh My Dosh. And I'm just going to pause here and actually show you my account so you can see how much money I've earned. So let me just go to those one moment. Okay, first of all here, this is Top Cashback. This is my favorite one. So you can see here, overall, I have earned a total of £265, 237 of which has been paid, and 27.50 is outstanding. So I can't remember if that means it is payable. No, so out of that, £20 is pending. So this is money that I'm waiting to come through but hasn't been confirmed. And I have £7.50 payable. So this is money that I could withdraw right now. I usually check this every month or so and just see, once I've got like 20-30 quid, I'll do a withdrawal. And I leave it in there. Now, if you have a look at this, you'll see where the money has come from. So, Betway, Genting, these ones are casino sites, which I will talk about later. Black Type is another bookie. So these is money that I've had, Black Type here, £25 cash back there, rather nice. Now, these ones here are referrals. I'm going to put a link in my description in the video. If you sign up to Top Cashback with my link, I get a few quid. So that's nice. Of course, you don't have to do that. If you don't want to do that, you can just go straight to topcashback.co.uk. But yeah, I get a few quid if you sign up through my link. Right, the second one here is Quidco. As you can see, I haven't earned as much. It's £53. I've got £15 available there. If we have a look, most of these are casino offers. Now, don't dismiss this out of hand. There are some casino offers that are very, very high value for creating an account, and it'd kind of be silly to ignore them. You don't have to do ongoing offers. You don't have to do things where there's a lot of risk. But some of these, like these ones in particular, there's no risk, or there's very, very small risk, and you generally make quite a bit of money when you start off. And if you get cash back as well, it just makes it very good. So that will be covered right at the end of the course, so don't worry about it for now, but it's worth getting the cashback site set up. And the last one here is Oh My Dosh. Now, this one I haven't made any money with it in a long time. I've only earned £12 with it, and that was from Grosvenor. So this one you could probably skip. I don't know if this offer is still available. But you can, these are all free to join. So it's ohmydosh.co.uk. Now, the thing to do, once you've got up these cashback sites set up, anytime you sign up to a new bookmaker or a new casino or anything, just quickly check these 3 sites to see if there's a cashback offer available. And that's all you need to do. If there is, you simply click the link in that site. This banner is annoying me. So you simply click the link in the site. So if we have a look here, let's have a search for a Black Type. See if that one is still available. It isn't. Let's see. Sports. There's usually a gambling section. Here we go. Bookmakers. Oh, see, there's not many now. There used to be a lot more, but just have a quick check to see if it's available. If there is, you sort of click the link in here and it takes you to their website via this one, which gets you the money. So this isn't going to earn you very much. It's not as lucrative as it was maybe a year or so ago, but it's free money, so it's worth doing. All right, let me jump back to my slides now. If I can work out how to do that. Okay, the next thing you're going to want to do is get a spreadsheet set up to track everything. Once when you first start, you're not going to have much. You're just going to have an email, a bank account, but you're also going to need to set up some betting exchanges, which I have forgotten to cover in this video. I'll have to do a separate one for that. But I recommend that you store, first of all, you have a sheet for all of your bookmakers, usernames, password, the balances you have in there. Keep a note of your bank account, the betting exchanges, your email, those cashback sites. You want to keep track of all the withdrawals. You're going to have bonuses. One of the annoying things with match betting is quite often you place a bet and then your bonus comes later. So you'll have a free bet that's due in, once the bet is settled, which you might be able to get the next day. So you want to keep track to make sure you don't miss it. And then when you have these bonuses and free bets, you have to remember to use them. And sometimes you can't use them straight away. You might want to use them, like if you get a bonus on a Thursday, you might want to wait till the Saturday when you've got more games available to bet on. So you want to keep track of all of that. Now, I'm not going to show you my spreadsheet because everyone does this in a different way. And there's also a few tools online which you can use to track some of this. So do it however you want, whether you do it on a spreadsheet, whether you use a tool like Evernote or whatever. However you do it, just make sure you keep track. Even if you just use pen and paper and write this stuff down, I don't recommend that, but do something to keep track. The most important thing is to keep track of where your money is, because once you start getting a few dozen bookmakers, you're going to forget how much money you've got. You get money spread out all over the place. You don't want to forget where your money is. Okay, I think that is it. Oh no, one more very important thing. Okay, ieSnare. Now, if you are going to be somebody who is betting purely on a mobile device, so that means a phone or a tablet, this doesn't apply to you. But if you are on a PC, a laptop, then this is really, really important. The bookmakers have a piece of software called ieSnare, and they automatically, without your permission, install it on your computer. Now, whether or not that is legal is a very much grey area, but what they do is it tracks lots of things, including it will track every single website you visit. So they will tell you whether you're visiting other bookmakers. It will tell you whether you're visiting YouTube channels about match betting. It will tell you whether you're visiting tool sites such as OddsMonkey, Team Profit, and so forth. If you are visiting match betting websites, they are going to know that you're a match better. If you're visiting 24 bookmakers, they are going to know that you're a smart punter. And what they will do is they will use that to have a look at your account. You'll get gubbed very, very quickly. Trust me, this happens. Now, I did a video on this way back when I first started this channel, but nothing has actually changed. The instructions are exactly the same. So I'm not going to bother doing a new video. What I'm going to do is I'm simply going to link in the description to that video that I did before. So please make sure that you take this step. It is really important. I don't know how many times I've seen people go onto a Facebook group and say, I don't know what happened. I've signed up to this bookmaker and they've blocked me, or they've gubbed me before I've even placed the bet. This is why. You don't even realize you have the software installed on your computer. Now, when I first started match betting, I found that I had it installed on my computer, even though, to my knowledge, I'd never placed a bet in my life, certainly not on sports, but somehow it had made its way onto my computer. So I had to block it before I did any betting. And of course, since then, I've been match betting now for 1.5 years. I've made 7 grand and I've had no problems. So it's definitely something you need to do. So this has been quite a long video, but it is important. Make sure you go through it carefully and go through every single one of these steps. So in the next video, I'm going to have to do an extra one on the betting exchanges because that's something I forgot. And then we're really going to get in to the nuts and bolts, how we actually go about start match betting and start making you some money. Now currently we are the 19th of June today. The Premier League has just started, so everything is coming back now. We've got the Championship starting in a few days. We've also got La Liga is back, Italian Serie A is back soon. Also horse racing is in full swing now. All this week is Royal Ascot. So there is now lots of stuff going on. It's a great time to get started with match betting. Okay, I hope you found this video interesting and useful, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks very much for watching. And I can't find my button to switch this off. There we go.